is going on, everybody? We are back for our next grand finals of the night, and we have already had an absolute banger in the Novice League. We started off great with a Game 7 victory. Congrats to Frost on taking that one, and we are heading to one, Jaegers, where many people thought this one could also go the distance. We got Hypernova taking on Ember.
Yeah, we have the kings of Game 7 and Hypernova and Ember's no slouch themselves as they took down two of the top three seeds with one left to go. And it
Yeah.
all comes down to this, Austin. Can we go to another Game 7? What do you
Yeah,
think?
I don't know. These guys are talking in the chat. They're having some fun here. They say want Game 7 overtime for the content. And hey, you know what? Who am I to disagree here? If we go to Game 7 for the content, we'll have to find out for sure. Quick shout out to Rogue for subscribing for 6 months here. Thanks for everyone supporting the stream thus far. We got another great match of Jaegers. We're running a little bit behind schedule because of that absolute banger of the last one. Let's get your quick prediction as we get people loaded up into the lobby.
I think I said Hypernova 4-2, but I'm kind of second guessing myself. I think
Ooh.
this is going to go all the way to 7. I still got Hypernova, though.
All right, we're going to have to find out as we are getting the Prospect League Grand Finals underway here. Hypernova taking on Ember with everything on the line. And taking a look at these rosters here, we got Hypernova in the yellow with Critter, Pablo, and Skies. And then Ember with Cruisin' Kid, Frosty, and Glaze. And we mentioned two players to watch out for, Jaegers, on the get-go. We talked about Critter on the pre-show, and we talked about Cruisin' Kid. What do you expect from these guys tonight as things get going here with a shot attempt early?
Critter sets the tone for the whole Hypernova offense. Pablo's the defensive anchor, and Skies puts on the pressure, but all goes through Critter, and he controls the tempo. And plus, he hypes up the comms whenever he's in there. On the opposite end, Cruisin' Kid, Mechanical Wizard, went off against the Vipers, and was a big part in having them beat the Vipers to make it here.
Yeah, they definitely did. It's an awkward ball, almost going to squeak through here as we're into game number one. But yeah, that was a crazy game where Ember, the 6 seed here, pulled off the upset as Cruising Kid looking in for a shot early, but it's denied away. Has another pass coming out of the midfield, but Pablo, he's going to shut it down. As Critter looking for the redirect, can't find it. Pablo with opportunity for a shot off the backboard, follow up again, but Frosty with a nice save and a clear out as Cruising Kid banging this one down. Critter has to get to it. He does just in time as Ember harassing some demos are being traded here early on. Both teams trying to find this first goal, and Jaegers, I know from experience, you also have experience. The nerves when you get into a grand finals game number one, they have got to be all over you.
Most definitely. You want to win that grand finals game one. It's a lot harder climb than a normal series, but at the same time, it's a longer series. Best of 7. It's no more best of 5s. So first game, not the end of the world, but definitely helps to win it.
Oh, it's almost a great shot there. Yeah, this one is so crucial to see which teams can break through and get their first goal of this grand finals. Seasons all came down to this, and now both these teams coming out firing. As you see yet again another low-scoring affair, which the first game that we saw with Frost and Ignite, we saw a very similar one. And my theory on that is that these guys are very nervous, not wanting to give up an inch. And when you get to grand finals, there's so much pressure on the line. We talked about not only for oh my goodness, Cruisin' Kid coming in with the redirect, he puts it home, and Ember strikes first.
Cruisin' Kid showing up to the party with an insane redirect right past the defense. What a way to start for Ember.
And that was right over the top of the other guy we were talking about, which is Critter, and he goes right over, showing up first for Ember here. Who's the
Oh
6
no.
seed? As this one an opportunity, and Frosty is going to take advantage of the mistake. Ember up by 2 early.
Frosty's gonna just outplay the defense with a nice little delayed double tap there, doubling their score.
Yeah, great start here for Ember, who are coming into this one. Surprisingly, it's very close here. They are the underdogs, though, by 55% to 45% in favor of Hypernova, but coming out strong with 2 early goals here in game one as this one
Oh
back out
no.
of the midfield. A little bit awkward, but Sky's going to leave it for Pablo. He's going to find the clear out to the midfield. Frosty, send this one on net, but Skies with a nice clear a long way is now Critter. Can't quite find the touches Glaze, sending it back in, looking to give chase to it. As Pablo pops this one up, looking to clear this one out. Frosty, last man back, gotta get to it, he does, just in time. As Hypernova, an opportunity here. Sky's coming through, but he can't get it on. And still, Hypernova, Jaegers have yet to find the back of the net and get themselves on the scoreboard. But as I say that, Critter coming through and put in a goal.
The caster curse comes through yet again, as it looked like for a second there that Ember got away with it. And Critter said no, sir, as he pops in the back of the net, lowering the deficit by 1.
That nice goal there to bring his team right back into this ball game with just over a minute 30 left. This first game, this best of 7. It's this ball out of the midfield. Pablo taking it down to the corner. He's gonna find a touch, sending it up in the midfield. But Frosty gonna send it off to the side as now he's on this ball. Critter in the midfield waiting on it, gonna flick by him. Frosty looking for a dunk. He's gonna find it, but Skies he would get up to the sidewall and find a demo as he's looking for more on the back end. An opportunity for Pablo as the shot going to go through, but it's saved away just in time by Ember, who are now under fire. As Frosty, he's going to clang that one down. But Pablo, he's there on the back end. But now a minute remaining. This ball cleared over the goal. And Hypernova still only 4 shots in this one, Jaegers, as Ember is coming in. Glaze is going to come home. And he is going to put one in the back of the net.
It kind of seemed like those game 1 jitters have left Ember a little bit earlier than they left Hypernova, as they go up by 2 goals with a minute left. They're playing out of their minds right now, Austin.
Yeah, that is a great start for them, as they have had all the pressure here, and they're looking for another goal here as Critter, he stops on the goal line, and Sky is going to bail him out, as now Hypernova gonna see if they can find anything in the last little bit. Cruising Kid, happy to waste some time here. Gonna flick it by over the top of one towards the net. Cruising Kid with the follow, and Frosty, he finishes it off. A great play, all set up by Cruising Kid.
Nice little wave dash dribble by Cruising Kid. Wave dash dribble into flick into shot. Not quite in, but Frosty finishes it off. And Austin, like, if Ember keeps playing like this, I'm not sure if Hypernova can do anything about it.
Yeah, they were playing really good, and you saw the mechanics. We talked about Cruising Kid. We saw him in that in the YouTube video from earlier in the season, that horse video game. So we know he has mechanics. And speaking of mechanics, Skies with the follow to bring his team back within 2.
Probably a little bit too late, but I mean, Skies gets a nice dunk on the Cruising Kid to cut the lead in half, and maybe grab a little bit of momentum for game 2.
And still a chance here if they can pull something crazy off the kickoff. Is like this right here, as it's set up to Pablo, who's taking it by, get it by one defender. But that one rolling a little bit too awkwardly for him as it's sent down. Hypernova trying to find any last momentum, but as Ember sends this one down, they just got to waste away the final seconds. As Hypernova looking for one more quick, but at this point, it's not going to matter here, as Ember, the 6th seed, going to come out with the big game 1 victory as they win this game. Game number 1, and a huge performance for them, Jaegers. I don't know if it's what we expected or not, but they came out clutches. They're going to put in one more just for the road to make it 5-2.
Glaze is going to steal back the momentum there, as it looked like Hypernova, maybe they were a bit done with that game, gave up a little bit, moved on to next, but Ember did not, and they put in a 5th goal.
Yeah, Ember was not having any of that, setting that ball down. They said, we want more, and they definitely took it to them, Jaegers, as a huge performance, as they dropped in 14 shots on 5 goals there, as compared to only 6 for Hypernova. Just a great performance to start things off.
At the beginning, it kind of seemed like Hypernova stayed on offense, maybe like the first half of the game, and then right at that halfway mark, Ember just flipped the switch and stayed on Hypernova's half, it feels like. I did notice that you said Ember was a 6th seed, which is true. But I mean, I feel like in grand finals, you got to throw that out the window. And I mean, both teams are there because they're good, you know?
Yeah, they are most definitely deserving, and you could argue, Jaegers, with the teams that Ember has beaten, the Vipers and Flurry. You could argue that they take that 2 seed right away because they beat the 3 seed and they beat the 2 seed. So you could argue, and I guess maybe this isn't even an argument. These are the best 2 teams in Prospect this season, and Started out with a good one
Oh
for Ember. Is
man.
this one almost going to drop in? A dangerous ball. Cruising Kid once more. He puts it home for Ember.
Ember's just going to start 11 seconds in with a nice dunk by Frosty. Wasn't able to get that second touch, but Cruisin comes firing in to finish the job.
That is definitely another great start. Is you said only 11 seconds in, and Ember once again is up. And this is only game two of this series, but you have to wonder when it gets to a point where Ember has to
Oh my
has to
goodness.
clutch up here. Is Cruising Kid trying to style, but he's erased off the map. As Jaegers, we'll have to see Pablo going for some mechanics. Sky's going to steal it off his car. An unfortunate mistake there, but as I was trying to say, we'll have to see if Hypernova can bounce back and find some momentum because they haven't really had too much after the first couple seconds of game one.
No, they really just need to settle down and start with their play style, which is a lot of demoings. It messes up the rotation, which I do like about them. It puts pressure on the defense, and shots like that were barely off target. But for all Hypernova needs to do to get back into this is just play their game, and they should be fine.
And definitely, they are a great team, and they've gotten this far, taking home the number one seed in the Prospect League. Still trailing by one here. This game number two is Critter out to the side looking for a teammate, passing it up, sets it up perfectly for Skies, who puts it home, and that's the Hypernova we're used to seeing.
There's that Hypernova chemistry showing up for the equalizer as Critter passes it across to blazing down the middle of Skies as they tie the game up.
Nice play, and Hypernova kind of getting something going finally here. As they tie this ball game up, they actually lead the shot department here, although it is early. Only a minute and a half gone by in game two. Skies up to this one as double commit comes up from Hypernova. Could lead to an opportunity for Ember. Glaze trying to get to this one early as it's sent up really high. Skies, he's going to find the clear out on this one. Cruising Kid back to the corner. It's Glaze trying to get out to a teammate, but throws it right towards Skies, who can't connect. Critter back out of the midfield. Looking to go to the ceiling here. Does he have a flip? He does not, but sets it up as Frosty banging it right back down into Hypernova zone. Skies can't connect this ball. Awkward here in the midfield. Ember also a little bit awkward on this one as it's sent back down. Cruising Kid trying to get a touch as it's brought back in by Frosty. Both these teams hunting now as Ember was back on the offense momentarily. Sent back in once more. And still, both these teams, they found these early goals here, Jaegers, and now we're kind of in the midpoint here as Frosty, he's not going to find the touch, but Glaze looking for something. But neither of these teams quite able to find the back of the net after their first one.
And only 6 total shots on target as Critter's going to put one up there for the lead. Right when we were saying it was getting slow, Austin, the players had something to say with it. And, yeah.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful shot from Critter. He delayed it just enough so he could flick it right behind the defender. A great shot there from him. And now Hypernova having a lead. Looking to tie this one up. Tie the series up as they trail 1-0. But Ember looking to answer back. Frosty off the backboard as it's popped up. And this one is shot from Cruising Kid, but only to Skies on the defensive end. Cruising Kid again off the backboard. It's popping up. He finds a double tap, but it's just a little bit wide. Almost a crazy angle, but not meant to be. It's Glaze back off the sidewall. Frosty in the midfield taking on the dribble. He's going to try to fake it out. He looked for the 50. Gets 2 defenders to commit. His Cruising Kid just slowed down. And Glaze, once again, trying to make it awkward. It's still out of the midfield. Frosty off the sidewall. But that one almost an amazing style play. But Ember still yet to find the equalizer.
No, Hypernova may be winning at the moment with an accidental double commit there by Ember, but Ember's staying on Hypernova's side of the field. They just have yet to score. And that right when I say that, Frosty's gonna put one past the defense.
Wow, huge shot here for Frosty. He just dribbled his way around the map. I was talking to Bagels in the last series, and he says, don't dribble in Novice, but you can dribble in Prospect, as proven by Frosty here, who sends a clanger and ties this game right back up.
No, I mean, that's what Ember needed, was a Frosty shot right there, because... And I'm not sure what Hypernova's gonna do, as, Ember's had the momentum, and... I mean, Hypernova came back, but the way it's looking and the way the amount of pressure that Ember's putting on Hypernova, they need that lead.
Yeah, they definitely did. As Pablo awkward on the backboard. Oh my goodness, Critter. Just enough contact to push that attempt wide. And now under a minute remaining in game number 2. Critter on the 50. Cruising Kid. He's all over that one. Sky is trying to drop it out to a teammate, but it's only to Frosty. He's trying to take it down. Pablo sending this one back in. It's the final seconds of game 2 going away, and Jaegers, it's going to come down to one opportunity, it looks like, with the way this game is going, or we might be seeing overtime, our first one of the series.
Most definitely. I definitely see this one going to overtime. I kind of hesitated there. And Pablo is going to put it right past the defense. I hesitated because I wasn't sure if the caster curse was going to strike, but then it came and bit me back. What a shot by Pablo.
It always does. It always comes out here as Hypernova. They give themselves a 3-2 advantage here as they look to tie up this series. As Frosty sends it down, Critter, a back pass. And but this one's right up in the middle. Glaze sets it up high. Frosty has a great opportunity, but no boost. As now Hypernova just got to stall some time. Skies playing the 50 game with no boost of his own as he fights a great one through. And now Ember's going to have to take it the length of the pitch. They're by 1. Can they take it by 2? They can't. Pablo sends it in. Looking for the dagger there off the post. But now Ember, one more opportunity here. They pop it up, but Skies shuts it down. And they're going to tie this series up at 1 apiece.
No, if any team had an opportunity there, it was Ember with their mechanics. But Skies did a good job shutting it down. And I don't know, like Hypernova did outshoot Ember, but it felt like it was on Ember's side of the half most of the game.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams, the pressure game, 9 shots as compared to 6. Ember with 6, Hypernova with 9. And Hypernova, they clutched up Jaegers. I was getting concerned. I know you were too there for a second when Ember was starting to put on that pressure. But Hypernova, they held up in that one. And, they battled back. And that's a good win because you do not want to go down 2-0 in this series. You want to keep it as close as you possibly can here.
Especially in grand finals. I mean, 2-0 isn't a death now, like being in a 2-0 deficit myself last season, but it's certainly not fun. It puts a lot of unneeded stress on you.
Yeah.
And so that was good for Hypernova to get one back there.
Yeah, it definitely was, and a huge one there as they tie this series up at 1 apiece in the Prospect League Grand Finals. And now we head to Beckwith Park for game number 3. This ball sent back into the Ember zone early. Out of the midfield. Hypernova trying to get the early advantage. As Cruising Kid back out of the midfield. This one to Critter. Send an eye off the backboard. So he's looking to answer here. Going to find a 50. This one's popped up in the corner. Going to send up high above the net. Pablo is there trying to pinch it down. He drops it nicely. But no one there to read it. As Critter once again sending it back in. Ember under attack early. As Sky's on the dribble. Pinched across. But it's going to go off to the side. And good pressure here early, Jaegers, as Hypernova is putting on a clinic right now on the offensive end as they're trying to break through here.
No, definitely. Hypernova seems they got their swag back a little bit with that win in game 2. And they've just been on Ember's side of the half pretty much the whole game, with Cruising Kid getting out of it now. And they're starting up their offense and putting a lot of pressure on that Ember defense.
They definitely are, and now Ember turning it around a little bit. This one's back out of the midfield, Cruising Kid. It's Hypernova's corner. As this one passed down awkwardly, but Pablo, he's able to catch it, looking for a 50, gets it by the last defender. Can he send it down to the midfield? Can't quite connect to that boost as he drops it down, but Cruising Kid just on the goal line, making that touch as they try to pull out a counterattack, but Critter, he sends it right back in. Looking for another follow, he can't touch it. This one out of the midfield, Cruising, looking for a block. Pablo to the corner. And this one's up again. Skies can't quite make it out. Cruising Kid one-on-one versus Critter. And this time Critter gets the advantage there as he clears it away. And still, we remain scoreless. Looking a lot to me, Jaegers, a little bit like this game number 1 where both these teams, they've got some pressure, but still scoreless as we pass 2 minutes.
I mean, there's a good chance for Ember right there. The Hypernova is playing really well on offense, but the problem is they might be playing a little too well to where they all get too confident and then all sneak up, and then that's viable for a counterattack then. And so as long as uh okay. So as long as Hypernova stays with their rotations, they should be fine. And I'm looking for Hypernova to get a few goals here. They've taken plenty of shots, just none of them have capitalized.
Yeah, and actually, it seemed like Hypernova. I was going to agree with you. They have a lot of shots, but actually, they only have one that's on target right now, and Ember only with two. So neither of these teams quite registering the shots that they need. But still, the pressure has been around as this one pops up in midfield. Might be an opportunity for
Oh,
Critter as two players from Ember commit. Skies back in off the sidewall. They're looking for one more, but this one again going to go wide, and another missed opportunity to put a shot on net as once again it's popped over. Skies in the corner on the dribble. Glaze on the backboard, gonna get dunked out. And Hypernova takes the lead.
Glaze was in such an awkward spot there as Skies was just dribbling towards him. And it's always hard to get a 50 whenever you're coming off the wall. And Skies just barreled through him for the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that one was super awkward. And Skies, you give him opportunities like that, and he will put them in the back of the net. As now Hypernova up 1-0, looking for more here. As they're hoping to take a 2-1 series lead. This one popped out of the midfield. Pablo coming through, but a great save. Able to deny that one away. As again, Hypernova back at it. Frosty gonna find it clear. Looking to chase out to, but not much boost to work with is Pablo. Gonna get it over him. Cruising Kid looking for his teammate there. But Glaze not quite able to touch that one. As Hypernova still keeping it in Ember's zone. And right now, Jaegers, they just can't seem to get it out. There's just no great clears, and they're just getting suffocated over and over again as Hypernova just keeps coming through.
Oh my
Pablo with the
goodness.
shot, but it's off. And Skies for the follow. He's
Oh
off there as
no.
well. And they just can't get it out right now.
If Ember somehow ties this game back, they're going to be kicking themselves in the leg as Pablo has to go back for that one. But it almost seems like a tale of four different teams with like Ember going off in the first game and most of the second game, and but I mean Hypernova now they're just outclassing Ember like in every way, and they're staying on offense.
And they really are. And now with 30 seconds remaining, Ember, with only 3 shots in this game, have to find one more. But good thing about Rocket League is you got all the time here. Just need one to capitalize. As here is Frosty. He pops it up in midfield. A great opportunity. Cruising Kid gonna leave it for Glaze, who can't quite connect. But
Oh,
Cruising Kid there for the shot. He puts it in. Perfect placement to tie it up.
Glaze, I'm not sure if it was calculator or not, is going to fake out the defense. He made Pablo go on the back wall and put him awkward, and Cruzen's going to put it right past the defense for the equalizer with 15 seconds left.
Okay, those are the ones we call a calculated fake Jaegers. You
Oh,
may
yeah.
be prospect, but hey, calculated it,
Oh,
and it works there as they're able to tie this one up after not really getting anything going. And can they
oh,
finish it off here in regulation? Glaze going
oh.
underneath one. It's out of the midfield, but Ember playing patient here, just playing for overtime, and they will get that overtime here in game 3 at a 1-1 scoreline.
No, they definitely could have had it off that pass, but it seemed like they were playing patient, and that is going to bite them in the back as Critter is going to put one past the defense for the game 3 winner.
And Cruising Kid's just not able to get around to it, as that was a great kickoff win for Hypernova, and they come out here and take game number 3, and a great win for them as they put themselves up 2-1 now in the series as well. And they battled back here, Jaegers, after dropping that first game where it seemed like Ember, I mean, they dominated that game 1, but Hypernova coming right back here with 2 consecutive wins.
I mean, it's not always about the way you start. It's about how the other team responds to it. And Hypernova and these past two teams have responded really well, staying on offense the whole time. And it pays off with Hypernova taking the 2-1 win in game 3.
Yeah, and once again, we get to this point, Jaegers, as we're heading to game number 4. It's not necessarily a must win for Ember, but, for what these guys are talking about, for game 7 overtime content, we definitely would need an Ember win here because you do not want to have to go down 3-1 in the series and put yourselves on championship point for so many consecutive games.
No, it's definitely easier to come back 3-1 in the semifinals and the quarterfinals. But grand finals, that's an entirely different task. With everyone watching, it's a lot of pressure, Austin.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I know neither of these two teams want to find themselves in that
Oh,
scenario as Glaze is coming through with the first goal, and Ember, our great answer to start off Game 4.
what a shot by Glaze. Cruzen's just gonna put it up for the waterfall. And Pablo's gonna be there, but Glaze is just going to dunk him. Puts it 1-0 for the early lead.
And a huge start. Ember really needed this one as they have fought and battled back here to take a lead early. But Hypernova, as they clear it out of your cruising kid, Critter out in the midfield skies, taking this one up, taking it slow
Oh,
as he's going underneath and he's going all the way to the back of the net and he ties this game up.
no, what a pass by Critter. Skies with a good pop up, but no one was up to challenge him as he just hits it in top left corner. What a shot.
And that was a big shot there as he just finds an answer. And
Oh, man.
we talked about how you respond, and that was a great response. As this one, almost another one, is it's right in the middle. Skies again coming through big for his team.
Skies' playstyle is coming in clutch as Frosty's awkward on the sidewalk. Critter's gonna put it off the backboard, and Skies is going to finish it off, being out the defender.
And Hypernova, 2 goals now to their names in this game number 4 as they're trying to take a commanding 3-1 lead in the series. So they don't want to go to a game 7 unless it's absolutely necessary. As this one's sent back in by Ember, who have to look for a response. Pablo to the corner, going to find a touch just over 1. As Frosty sets this one up with Skies with a nice little clear down. Glaze waiting back on it, going to try to find the bang up. And this one off to the sidewalk, Critter to the ceiling, looking for that one on net, and
Oh,
a little bit awkward. It's off the post there. The follow attempt is just wide, and somehow Ember is not punished for that. I'm not sure what's going on with Frosty. Maybe got caught out a little bit, but they're not punished yet.
I'm not sure what the defense was doing, but I pretty much already chalked that up as a goal for Hypernova. But somehow they got away with that one, as they're still only down by 1 with 3 minutes left to go.
And there have been a couple of mistakes that we saw in the last game and then in this one as well from Ember that Hypernova has been so close to capitalizing on. And Ember holding on in this game as they're looking for a passing
Oh,
play. Frosty looking out for Cruzen just a bit off. This one's out of the midfield. Over Cruzen. Skies has an opportunity to shoot. He throws it towards the net. Glaze
oh
gonna
no.
touch it, but it's right to Skies who double taps it off the post. Somehow he gets that one home for his hat trick.
Guys is going to check in here with the hat trick off the nice little pass from Glaze, and he's just gonna put it in for the 3-1 lead.
Oh, a huge shot from Skies there as he doubles it off the backboard. Just an amazing play as they find that
Oh,
one in, and now a 3-1 lead. Cruising Kid looking to make something happen, but Glaze shutting it down in the midfield. Almost a big opportunity there as Pablo just able to get that touch. Critter with a nice 50 through as he sets this one up. Critter into the midfield. Out to Skies. He's over the top. Cruising Kid on the pre-jump. He's going to find that as Frosty. He's by 1. This one's sent out. Frosty looking for the fake there. Going to find a 50 to the corner. Has this one a shot on net, and Glaze coming in with his second of the game brings the deficit within 1.
Frosty's going to 50 into the corner, and Glaze is going to head it off the rebound. Sky's not quite ready for that one, as it's going to lower the deficit by 1.
A nice little play there, and Glaze, he's got himself 2 goals. We talked a bit about Frosty and Cruising Kid who stepped up in the first couple games, but this is such a crucial one here, and Glaze is coming big with those 2 goals, Jaegers, and with the way things are going, they're definitely going to need at least one more, maybe from him, but I mean, just a great performance so far in this game as he's trying to carry his team to another
Oh,
win here as an attempt going awry
oh,
and
wait.
awaited an open net here for Frosty who takes it down the field in the melon murk.
This is what I was talking about earlier, Austin, with Hypernova getting too focused on attack. They were all cheating up, and Hypernova is just going to flip his way past the defense to equalize the game.
A huge play there is now they have tied this game up at 3 just when it seemed like Hypernova was running away with this one. Ember has responded, and they have responded well. Has this one up to the sidewall, out in the midfield, Glaze. This one gets popped up by Pablo. Out in the midfield, Cruising Kid. Taking it down, gonna get it over one as he finds a demo midair as it's set up in the midfield. But it's gonna be cleared off to the corner by Skies, who's diving up his teammate Critter, but just a little bit too hot on the pass. As Critter going for the fake, in it by one, looking for a flick, but Cruising Kid sends that one a long way. It's this one up in the midfield, Frosty with an opportunity. A huge demo comes out. Critter fully blind makes that save there. Just drove towards the ball. I thought for sure Jaegers that one was going to fall in the back of the net, but Critter clutches through the demo smoke and makes a nice clear.
I didn't even see him there. Like, it's crazy that he saw that and was able to make the save, which possibly could have saved this game for Hypernova.
Yeah, if they can hold on to this one, we might be looking back at that one later as it's popped up in the midfield. Pablo with an opportunity off the backboard. Skies for the follow again off the backboard. They can't find it home. As Critter, he's bumped off the ball. Glaze going to find it clear to the corner. So now it's Hypernova back on the attack. But Glaze with a nice touch. Pablo jumping up to it. A little bit awkward. An awkward touch, and Cruising Kid has the open net to shoot at. Calamity for Hypernova.
Just the mistouch by Pablo is going to put Critter in an awkward spot, and Ember's going to score that all day.
Yeah, they are not going to miss those opportunities, and a huge one now with only 40 seconds remaining. They put themselves up by one, and they're looking to tie up this series. It's such a crucial game, Jaegers, and Ember has brought themselves back in it.
Most definitely. What was the score before? Was it 1-3, something like that? Yes. But either way, like, Ember has managed to fight their way back into this one, and this could be a series-defining game right here.
Yeah, it could be. And now there's 20 seconds remaining. Can Hypernova try to force overtime, or will Ember hang on and send us to Game 5 all tied up? Critter try to come off the ceiling, but Frosty was there. Pablo with the shot. Cruising Kid with a great clear. They send it down. The time ticking away. Can they put in one dagger off the post? And Cruising Kid finds it in there. The dagger in this one as Ember looks to tie this series up.
Ember is going to take Game 4 with this one with the comeback, and Hypernova, on the other hand, their aggression is just hurting them as they're double committing to balls on offense, and no one's left on defense to save the day.
Yeah, they did that quite a few times throughout this game. There at the end, it was justified as this one is hopping in front of the Ember looking for one more. Critter says, I will help you out there. They give him a little stat pad there for him as he throws it in the back of the net. But, I mean, yeah, sometimes those mistakes, Jaegers, they come back to bite you, and Ember, they take full advantage here to tie the series up.
Most definitely. Ember, they did say Game 7, Austin, the pregame.
The own goal there. That's what they're talking about right there. It's a Game 7 own goal. They were talking about that, memeing around a little bit earlier.
Yeah. But, man, what a game by Ember to come back. And Frosty, like, he started out on the Batmobile. I thought I was doing fine that one, but he had other ideas as he switched to the Merc, and seemed to pay off for him as he got 2 goals in this one.
Yeah, I mean, a huge game for Ember. They needed this one, and I mean, what an answer! 6-3. They may have had one goal in garbage time there at the end, but I mean, 6-3 Jaegers. They come back with a huge answer, and this is my favorite part of the afternoon. We get a guaranteed Forbidden Temple, Jaegers.
Oh, I love Forbidden Temple. It's always been my favorite map whenever it was implemented, and crazy stuff happens on it.
It does, but we have one more map before we get that. We're heading to Manfield Night for game number 5 on this one. And a very crucial one here is this one is going to put someone on championship point, Jaegers, and this is the biggest game they've played so far this season.
I think it's the biggest game any of these teams have played ever, because I think this is these are teams full of rookies, as Glaze is going to get the demo there, and Cruisin' is going to put it in for the early 18-second lead.
Yeah, a huge one there, and just a demo from Glaze makes it awkward, and who else but a Cruisin' Kid out in the midfield waiting for that ball. He snipes it in the back of the net, and Ember out with the first goal of this game 5.
No, Hypernova is the team that always brings out the demos and brings up the aggression, as we see one right there, two right there. But I mean, Ember is giving them a taste of their own medicine, like messing up the rotations, and as we have a double commit there, it's
Oh,
not gonna hurt Ember.
that one
But
is almost huge. It almost pulled the reverse card there, but just the shot a little bit wide. That one, a big one that Ember, uh, just lucky that one got away from them. As now Hypernova, they're back on the offensive zone. Skies to the corner, off the back wall. Cruising Kid out. He's gonna beat one. He's gonna leave it for Frosty. He's trying to send it back in, but he's bumped off of it. As Critter now on the 50 pass cruising. Glaze up the sidewall, looking to make something happen here. He drops it down. Skies gonna find a clear off to the side. As this one sent it back out of the midfield. Critter can't connect there. Pablo, he's gonna help him out to get to the corner, but not before Glaze sends it back in towards the net. Ember on the double commit, but so does Hypernova. And it's gonna leave Frosty last back. A huge pinch is coming down, but Frosty is able to wait and take that one out. And a couple of these guys, Jaegers, are panicking on the defensive end with these double commits. Even on both teams, on the offensive end too, just the double commits coming out. I think you could still see some nerves in this high pressure series.
most definitely. I mean, games tied. That just means it's a best of three, and I mean that e- each game matters even more at that point, and they have every right to be nervous, Austin.
Most definitely. As Ember leading 1-0 here in Game 5, trying to put themselves on championship point for the Prospect League Grand Finals. As Cruising Kid sending this one down to the corner. Glaze off the sidewall. Critter with a nice bang. He sends it down towards the net. Cruising Kid
What?
trying to race it back. Oh my goodness, on the goal line. He makes a save, but Critter is back. And he follows up his shot to tie this game up.
What an initial save by Cruz, and I thought that was Shrilly
Oh,
going in. I'm not sure what the defense was doing there, but regardless, Critter is going to make him pay with a nice follow-up shot.
Critter once again huge on that one. And yeah, he talked about it. Cruising Kid with that save. Kept it out, but only momentarily as Ember. A nice answer in this one as we pass the halfway point in game number 5. The series all tied up at 2. Pablo to the corner. Out in the midfield now. Cruising Kid. Gonna find a clear, but it's right to Critter, who's taking this one down. He's bumped off of it. As Skies, he
Oh,
can't quite connect. It's awkward. Pablo is there, and he's dunked out by Frosty. A huge mistake. And Frosty, he makes them pay.
Skies needed that touch. Either that or he needed to let Pablo know he was missing, because that just put Pablo in an awkward spot. He was basically a sitting duck, and Ember just capitalized off of it.
Yeah, they did, and another huge goal. There have been so many huge goals throughout the series. Is Frosty a little bit awkward there? As
Oh,
he's gonna pinch it down with his teammate. A little bit of a weird little pinch setup there, but they make it happen nonetheless. As Cruising coming through for the fake to set up
oh, the
Frosty for
bounce
the
shot?
shot, but Skies on that save is now glazed off the backboard. Pablo looking out for a teammate, gonna leave it for
Oh,
Skies, but him
no.
and Critter collide. And again, some more miscommunication from Hypernova. That's happened quite a few times now. You expect them to happen sometimes in Prospect, but in this championship game, Jaegers, you have to be flawless if you're going to want to take it home.
No, in the championship games, you need to get a few replay sessions before, as Critter is going to put one past the defense off the pass from Pablo. All mistakes aside, they seem to tie it up.
That Critter is second of the game as he comes in huge for Hypernova. Another one to the back of the net. And all tied once more in this back and forth series. Now under minute 30. Who is going to put themselves on championship point? As this one sent up, Cruising Kid towards the backboard, looking for the
Oh,
double tap. He finds a touch, but just a little bit wide. You can't let him get mechanical. And Hypernova almost did there as this one out of the midfield blocked across by Frosty. As Cruising Kid to the
oh
seal, and he sends it
no.
towards the net. Pablo on the goal line, making a huge save as he sends it out. And Glaze back in the midfield. Critter banging it down. Cruising. He's waiting as he's going to catch it on the dribble, try to buy
Oh
some time
no.
for his team, but an awkward ball there as Critter almost found that dunk. Pablo off the backboard. Glaze
Oh
and
no.
Frosty awkward. And Hypernova trying to make them pay, but they can't as they survive on the goal line.
It looked like Blaze was called off, and even though he probably should have taken it off the back wall. And Hypernova, fortunately for Ember, unable to make him pay, but Skies is going to hit the Doomsday off the sidewall.
Another one there. Sky's coming in, and he takes that one. A nice Doomsday. And the defender is nowhere to be found there from Ember as Hypernova. They come roaring back. And now they find themselves 40 seconds away from getting themselves one step closer.
Oh my goodness. And it looked like Ember was almost scoring off the kickoff. Demo coming out there, but I mean, 30 seconds left, Austin. Anything can happen.
Yeah, we've seen Prospect League all season. It's been wild. Is this one awkward in the
Oh
midfield?
no.
Pablo has an open net, but he shanks it off the post. But Skies, he pays him off, and he finds it home anyways.
It looks like Hypernova's going to get the clinch there. Pablo, a bit too excited there, is going to accidentally hit it off the back wall, but Sky says, no, sir, don't worry. I got you. And puts in for the two goal lead.
That's what you like to see there. Teammate having your back. You know, we talked about a couple miscommunications. Maybe that one, they might have called it even that he was missing because Skies was ready for it.
Oh, what
As
a
this one
shot.
sent back, but Skies on the goal line picking up another savior medal to his name. As this one sent back in, but Hypernova with a dominating win there as they come back with, I believe, 4 unanswered. And now they are 1 game away from becoming the Prospect League champions for Season 5.
Game point, series point, whatever you want to call it. We're going to Forbidden Temple. And I know I called Hypernova or two earlier, but I'm hoping that this goes to game 7 because this has been a hype series so far, Austin.
Yeah, it really has these two teams back and forth. What we expected from them is they were all tied up into this last game, and now Hypernova 1 win away, and you referenced it. We saw it in the last series. Some crazy things, Jaegers. We got Forbidden Temple, everyone's favorite here, and who knows what is going to happen on this map.
If I don't know. I don't think either team needs to take a tactical timeout here because they're both playing so well. Ember just needs to shore up their double commits on defense. Both teams need to shore up their double commits. But Hypernova was the more accurate team last game, and this one could go either way, Austin.
It definitely could, and now Hypernova 1 win away from becoming the champions for Season 5. But what does Ember have in their bag of tricks as they send it up, but Pablo somehow finds that read off the backboard. I do not know how he got that touch. As you said it, because that one looked like it was going to be a sure goal, but Pablo just enough. Maybe it's the Merc.
Pablo with the clutch save, pulling out the Merc for this one. I had no idea how. Like I thought that was just going in, but he managed to read the backboard and save that one away.
And a clutch one to start things off in Game 6 is already some wild things happening. A huge bump comes through. Critter trying to make it happen as he's going to dribble by one, popping it up in the midfield. Hypernova looking to take this early lead. Skies up, dropping it straight down. Dangerous ball, but Glaze on the goal line with a nice one to the corner. As Pablo to Critter for the shot. A great passing play, and Hypernova has the lead.
What a passing play. Ember has the mechanics, but Hypernova has been pulling out the passing plays all day, and Critter's going to put that one away for the early lead.
And Hypernova, they do not want to see another Game 7. They've had their share of them thus far in this playoff run. Is they got pushed to the brink by the Bandits. They got pushed to the brink by the Barbarians. They do not want to see another Game 7 if they can prevent it. And right now, a good start sets them up to avoid that scenario. But a shot coming through.
What a save!
Guys on the goal line, saving it away.
Oh my goodness, what a diving save by Skies. I was almost positive that one was going in. And with the demo by Pablo, puts Ember in an awkward position on defense.
They do find the clear there as this one's up. Cruising Kid, seeing if he can step up big as Skies. On the wall, going to find the clear right past Glaze, who's forced to retreat back in his own zone. Going to snag the boost and take it up over his backboard. He sends it across, looking for a pinch here. He's going to find it, but only to Pablo, who's shooting towards the net. Frosty off to the side as this ball popped up and back down in the midfield. Skies send this one up. Cruising Kid a little bit awkward, but he's going to find the touch As this one down, Frosty looking for a fake, but Pablo, he's all over that one. This one off to the corner, off the side while Hypernova running into each other there. This one's still in Ember's zone. Critter trying to make something happen as this popped up. Glaze trying to look out for Cruising Kid, but they can't quite connect. And right now, Jaegers, they are getting suffocated by Hypernova, who's diving this one up. Oh my goodness, Pablo to skies for the 2-goal advantage.
What a pass by Pablo. Just air dribbles it to the mid. And I know in comms he's telling his teammates, come shoot it, come shoot it, come shoot it, because I'm running out of boost. And Skies obliges, putting Hypernova up 2-0.
Wow, that one, an enormous goal for Hypernova as they now take a 2-goal lead in this championship point. If they win this game, they are going to become the champions for Season 5. As this one sent back down Skies to the corner. Cruising Kid sending it down. Pablo is there. He's going to find the block. And
No.
an own goal comes out from Ember as now they're down 3-0.
That's mood killing as the own goal they were talking about comes out as Glaze just gets an awkward touch over his teammate and it's gonna go Hypernova's way.
That one, it takes the air right out of this field. And you can tell that Ember, a tough one there, is they're going to try to find an answer. They've got 2 minutes, though. We've seen some comebacks from them, and we've seen them from Hypernova in this one, as they've got some time to make something happen. Cruising Kid looking for a double there, but it's not going to go. As now Glaze, a great pass off the backboard. Frosty a little bit slow to it, but he puts it on. Pablo right there and ready. And now, Jaegers, we have to see something that we haven't seen really from Ember in this one. They have to come back from 3 goals in a minute 45.
No, Ember is playing way too passive here. They need to sell out because it all comes down to this. And they have no time for passes down the middle that aren't completed. And they need to send 2 people, possibly even 3. And they need to get at least 1 goal here.
Yeah, they need it quickly, and this ball is not going to help their cause as it's up in the midfield. Frosty finding a touch. Ember really got to get things going here as Frosty can't connect this time. Pablo over the top of one, looking to dribble it down. It's in front. Critter looking for the dagger, but he can't find it. And Cruising Kid, he's not even going after this ball. It doesn't have boost to work with as Ember has been suffocated. Glaze got one to beat, but Critter shuts it down. And now Ember really on their last life as we're down to a minute remaining, and they are going to need a miraculous comeback to give themselves a chance in Game 7.
I mean, miraculous. They need a goal. They need a few kickoffs to go their way, but they need to start out with this 1 goal. And Hypernova is not giving up an inch as they're suffocating Ember on these plays.
And they really are. And now final 30 seconds here. Critter in the midfield trying to put that one into the net, but it's not going to go. But as the final seconds are ticking away, Ember doing their best, but Hypernova just has to keep it in their zone and play the time game. As they pop this one up in the midfield, Critter looking for the dagger, but Cruising Kid, he sends it away, and now the time. Hypernova can feel it in the air. They are 10 seconds away from becoming the champions as this one popped up looking for one last attempt from Ember, but it doesn't matter. Hypernova, they survived the Game 7s. They are having none of it in Grand Finals, but they are the Season 5 Prospect League champions.
What a series. Hypernova may have had the win, but Ember played their hearts out, and Hypernova just pulled out in the end, each person throwing in a goal. And what a series, Austin.
Yeah, that was, in fact, an amazing series. There is Hypernova. They just come up clutch, and they had a dominating season, but Jaegers, it's been a season of adversity for them with those Game 7s in the playoffs. But every single time they rose to the occasion, and they did it one more time here, and they come home as the champions.
And that's how you want to end the season off. Austin, it might be the suit, but I am sweating right now. That was a good series.
Yeah.
And it's just Game 2.
Yeah, I know. That's the wild thing about this. This is only our second game of 5 on the night, and we've had absolute bangers to start things off. And My goodness, we have more Rocket League action coming up after this one. Congrats to Hypernova. They come up huge, but we have to take a short break as we're going to be heading to our next matchup. We're heading to the Challenger League for what could be another insane series on the night. Number 2 Flame taking on number 8 Venom, who's the lowest seed to ever make the grand finals. Jaegers, it's been a pleasure as always, man.
Always a pleasure, Austin, and I'm ready to watch these potentially Game 7 series coming up.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see. Make sure you guys stick around. Follow the channel if you haven't already. We're going to be back after a short 5-minute break with the Challenger League Grand Finals. Stick around. You don't want to miss it.
Can't wait.